Hi everyone, I'm Renee and welcome to my channel. For today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how I made an Easter cake. I made this pretty pastel watercolor cake with a cute little bunny on top. It comes together super fast, so it's perfect for Easter coming up this weekend. I'm going to show you how I did it, so let's get started. So for this cake, I'm using a lemon cake recipe. It's actually the same recipe I used in my lemon poppy seed cake, which I will link down below. I just omitted the poppy seeds and I added just a touch of yellow food coloring just so it looks more vibrant and lemony. I'm going to layer this cake. I made two 7-inch rounds, which I split, and I'm going to fill this cake with a cream cheese icing and some fresh blueberries. I'm making sure to add a dam of my American style buttercream because cream cheese icing tends to be on the softer side, and with those berries in there, I don't want anything oozing out. Once my cake is layered and filled, I'm going to crumb coat the cake. Then let that chill. And once it's nice and chilled, I can add a final coating of my American style buttercream and make sure that is nice and smooth. My white American buttercream base layer has just been smoothed, and before it crusts over, you want to add the colors for the watercolor effect. Today I'm going to use pink, yellow, and blue, and with a spatula I'm just adding a little dollop of each color all the way around the cake, making sure to leave some of that white poking through. And then I'm going to use a bench scraper to smooth the cake one final time, and this act is going to create the watercolor effect. At this point, I'm going to pop the cake in the refrigerator so it can be nice and chilled. When we pour the ganache over top, we want to make sure the cake is nice and cold so the buttercream doesn't melt. When you're just about ready to add your ganache drips, you're going to want to prepare the ganache. I used white chocolate and colored it a light teal color. And then you want to make sure that you let the ganache set up so it runs kind of slowly, otherwise it will be too drippy and will drip all the way down the side of the cake and won't give us the drip effect we want. When the ganache is ready, pull the cake out of the refrigerator, and I like to start by pouring some ganache right in the middle and then use a spatula to push it to the edge of the cake. Hopefully that will be enough to create some drips, but usually you have to enhance it a little bit to get the look you like. So I have a disposable piping bag positioned in a cup, and I'm going to pour the rest of the ganache in there, snip the tip, and then I can go and use my piping bag to add the rest of the drips. Once your cake is drippy enough, go ahead and pop that in the refrigerator so it can chill and set up that ganache. So to make the bunny cake topper, I rolled out some gum paste, or you could use fondant with Tylose added, but you want something that's going to dry nice and hard. Roll it out to about 1/4 inch thick and then use a template to cut out a bunny shape. You can do a quick Google search to find the bunny shape you like, or I just made my own on the computer. Go ahead and use that as a template to cut out your bunny shape and add a toothpick at the bottom. Now you want to let this dry nice and hard, so you want to prepare it a few hours before you're going to want to embellish your cake. Preferably you can make it the night before. Once the bunny shape is nice and hardened, we can decorate it. So all I did was take some brown petal dust, I mixed a little white petal dust, or you could use cornstarch, to make it a little bit lighter, and then lightly dust all around the edge of the bunny. I think this gives it a nice antique-y kind of illustrated look, and I really like it. Then I used some light pink, I think this was called baby pink petal dust, to dust the ears and the little cheeks. It doesn't show up great on camera, but believe me, there's a slight pink blush there. Then I'm going to make eyes, and I used just some brown food color with a little bit of vodka added to make a thin paint. And with the back of a paintbrush, I just dotted the food coloring on to make little eyes, and the back of the paintbrush gives a perfect round shape. Then I mixed some of that pink petal dust and a tiny bit of red petal dust just to make it a little bit darker with some vodka to make a paint, and gave him a cute little nose. I thinned out the brown food coloring a little bit more with some more vodka so it would be a lighter brown, and painted on some whiskers. And the final touch was to use a little bit of Wedgwood Blue, and this is by Watercolor, mixed with vodka to make a paint, and painted a little bow tie on him. Let all of these paints dry, and then he'll be ready to go on the cake. Now the cake is fully chilled and ready for the final steps. I have my pink, blue, and yellow buttercreams in pastry bags with open star tips. Two of them I'm using a Wilton 1M, and one of them is a large Tico tip. I'm not sure the number, but if I can find it, I will link it down below for you. First, I'm gonna take one of the colors and just pipe a ring all the way around the cake, and this is going to give our rosette wreath a little bit of dimension. Then just pipe on rosettes of the different colors all the way around the cake until you have a beautiful rosette wreath. The wonderful thing about working with buttercream is if you don't like the way something looks, you can just lift it off. So I didn't like the way the yellow rosettes were kind of clumped up in one spot, so I lifted that off, and I'm going to substitute with a pink rosette, and I think that looks better. Once all the rosettes are done, I have a little bit of buttercream colored a light avocado green. That's a color by Watercolor. And I have a leaf tip, and I'm going to go in and embellish this wreath with some leaves. And the final step is to add our bunny cake topper right in the center of the wreath. And that's it. This cake was so easy to put together, it came together in no time. And with that lemon cake cream cheese filling and the fresh blueberries, it's sure to be delicious. Thanks for watching. I hope you liked this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss new videos. And if you click the little bell icon, you can turn on post notifications so you get notified every time I upload.